The Lake Erie Grape Discovery Center is the official visitors center for the New York State Lake Erie Concord Grape Belt Heritage Area. Supporting and promoting the grape industry, visit us and learn about grape growing history in the Lake Erie region. Shop for grapey gifts, taste local wine in a Concord vineyard. Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. From the Access Channel 5 studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Channel 5. Continuing the traditions of Senior Report, we are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week, countywide, from 9 to 10 a.m. Join us by calling in live, emailing us, or checking out our social media. And now, from the Channel 5 studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and as always, I think we have a very interesting show in store for you today. So stick around, and if you can't, you always can catch us at 2 and 8 o'clock throughout the week. And if that's not good for you, you can go to YouTube and check us out there. We're on there forever and ever. All the shows are posted there. Hey, if you have a question, a comment, you want to announce some event for your club or organization, give us a call this morning. We're happy to hear from you. Lots of times you folks send things ahead of time, and you'll be hearing about that here in a little bit. But you can give us a call this morning at 753-5225. You can Twitter us, you can email us, you can come in person, you can drop off a note, you can do whatever you like, but get your information to us. It's all free of charge, and we're happy to share your information and your stories. Hey, if you're out driving this morning, be careful, especially right around here in Mayville. I don't know if the fog is lifted or not, but I came in from Ripley. It was clear, 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 clear. I got right to the Chautauqua Lake School, and all of a sudden, bang, there was the fog right enveloping the town, village here. I'll say town, I don't know if it's a town or a village of Mayville. And it's going to be like that for a few weeks with the warm weather still around and the ground being warm and then the cooler air coming across. It just makes things a little hectic in the morning. So please be careful and take your time, because all of a sudden that curve out on 394 is a lot sharper than you remember it, and it gets a little tricky. And at night too, we get fog here at night. So be cautious. Great weather that we've had in store for us the last few days. I think it's going to be pretty nice throughout the weekend. I don't know about where you live, but I live in grape country, and by gosh, I've already smelled the Concord grapes. It's incredible. You just inhale that, and it just makes you feel so alive and so earthy and connected to where we live, and it's just great. So, there's a lot of wine festivals, grape festivals, fall festivals going on, and as always, as I mentioned, just lots of events that you can check out, and a lot of them are free. A lot of times, or a very minimal cost. So, check things out for Chautauqua County. A lot of times people go away to other areas, and there's good things happening right here. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Infinity Group. I'm going to mention some events that's going on here in a minute. But boy, we did the local musicians showcase or local music showcase last Saturday, and I was down at the wine cellar. Wow, we just had a blast, me and Will. Great time, and congratulations for all the guys and gals that came out and played music for the program, and they raised, I think, over $7,500 that evening. So kudos to Infinity and all that participated. It was a great time, and if you missed it, plan for next year. I think it'll be the 15th annual one next year. Okay, also shout out to my buds over at LSS. We got to play for them outdoor concert on Monday, and we always are so happy to see the folks over there, and they sing along with us and clap. And it's very unusual for a band to be told to turn up your music. And they said, turn up the music. I go, boy, I thought my heart was going to stop. I mean, bands usually are told to turn down, so that was a fun day too. So anyways, just want to give a shout out to everybody. Okay, because most of you do take me up on my offer to provide announcements, I got a bunch today. So let's dig right in. Let's go to Jamestown and start out with our friends once again at Infinity. Infinity Visual and Performing Arts will be holding an open house. My eyes are not focused yet. All right, let's start all over again. Roll back the tape. Infinity Visual and Performing Arts will be holding an open house learning carnival on Saturday, September 16th. That's right now, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. This event is free, family friendly, and open to the public. Free demo classes will be offered, photo booth, facility tours, prizes, opportunities to sign up for lessons, and more. Community members of all ages are encouraged to come and join the fun. And special thanks to the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation for making this event possible. Okay, they also want you to know there's going to be new student orientation, so have a listen. Music, art, dance, and theater students of all levels are welcome to enroll in private and group lessons. The center will hold 2 new student orientation and intake sessions this September. Sessions will be held on Wednesday, wait a minute. What's today's date, Chris? This is old news. Cancel that one. You set me up on that one. Anyways, I bet a lot of people sign up for their classes. It's a great place. And if you have any more information or you want more information, call 664-0991 for Infinity Performing Arts. Okay, let's go to Westfield. They're having the 4th annual Blessing of the Grapes. We got a picture, I think, for that one. Next Saturday, September 23rd, please join us at the Grape Discovery Center for the 4th annual Blessing of the Grapes. Reverend Virginia Carr of St. Peter's Episcopal Church in Westfield will begin the service at 1 p.m. sharp on the Steve Barron Memorial Patio. If you haven't been to the Grape Discovery Center, it's a beautiful patio on the side of it, and there's nice tables and chairs, and you sit right next to the grapes. It's really beautiful. And I knew Steve Barron personally, and I'm sure he's smiling right now because of all the activity that's going on with grape harvest. Reception will follow the service, and where they'll recognize and celebrate 13 years of the Concord Grape Belt Heritage Association. This is not easy to say Saturday mornings. Enjoy a Concord-filled cake, grape juice, coffee, and tea while visiting with the members of the community. The Concord Grape Belt Heritage Association is a 501c3 nonprofit organization of grape growers, juice processors, and wineries, related grape industry businesses, and regional organizations. Their mission is to encourage and support the grape and wine industries within the region and to enhance the region's quality of life. In May 2013, the Grape Discovery Center was opened by the Heritage Association as a showcase for local grape-related products as a venue for sharing the rich history and culture of the region. Now, if you haven't been there, you got to check it out. You probably saw it in the opening credits that they're one of our underwriters. It's a nice, fun tour. You probably can spend about 45 minutes, hour there. Get to see all the things that they have to offer. It's like a small museum, and it tells you all about grape farming and harvesting and so forth. If you want more information about the hours or where it's at, give them a call, 326-2003. They're out there on Route 20 in Westfield, between Westfield and Ripley. All right. The Silver Creek Irving Heritage Fund Committee is accepting grant applications until September 20th. Okay, this group provides funding to new community initiative, leadership development, and charitable programs that address the most pressing issues within the Silver Creek Irving community. All charitable organizations that serve the Silver Creek Irving community are eligible to apply for a grant. Applications are available at the Village of Silver Creek and Town of Hanover offices and the Anderson Lee Library, or from committee members. Let's see here. You also can go to the Northern Chautauqua Community Foundation website, and they have their application there. Now, keep in mind, it's due by September 20th. Okay, so check that out. And if you're interested in writing grants, or you've never done this before, the Northern Chautauqua Community Foundation is offering a grant writing workshop on October 10th from 9 to 11 a.m. This workshop is designed to arm nonprofits with the fundamentals of grant writing and is free to all nonprofit charitable organizations, municipalities wishing to submit grant proposals, and so on, to various funding sources. So whether you're a charitable organization, a municipality, as long as you're a 501c3 type of group, you can apply. The Patterson Library is hosting this training in their Octagon Gallery, 40 South Portage Street, Westfield, New York. And grant writer Sherry Lance will be leading the workshop, and you will leave with more skills than you ever had before. And if you do write grants, if you've had trouble getting funded, you might go there and pick up a few tips. All right. Although it's free, you should give them a call and register. All right. And let's see. You got to contact them at nccfoundation.org or give them a call up there in Dungert. All right. Annual Toys for Tots fundraiser. All right. This is September 16th. That's today. All right. This is the last time we're going to talk about this one. The annual holiday tradition will come early this year when Toys for Tots holds its annual kickoff fundraiser today. The 11th annual event is going to be held today at Willow Bay Theater, located at 21 East 3rd Street in Jamestown, beginning at 7 p.m. Again this year, this evening will feature a performance by the local comedy troupe, The Lights of Broadway. Entertainment will also be provided by the musical group TPT. Though Christmas still is several months away. Don't tell my wife, she's already started buying. Organizers of the Toys for Tots drive want to get an early start on raising money to meet the expected demand for toys. Now, this is the number that's still staggering to me. Each year, the toy drive provides gifts to about 2,400 children in our county here in Chautauqua. This marks the 18th year that the Resource Center has coordinated the U.S. Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots drive-in in Chautauqua County. Sometimes these things read funny. This year's kickoff celebration is being billed as Music and Mayhem. For the mere $25 admission price, guests can enjoy appetizers and beer before the 8 o'clock showtime, as well as an elaborate dessert buffet during intermission. Sounds good. There also will be prize drawings featuring dozens of items donated by local businesses. Okay, so it's today. It's at 7. And for more information, give them a call, 661-1042. Okay, next, Murder on the Petulant Express. Okay, I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is it's sold out. All right? The bad news, it's sold out, but the other good news is that they're talking about perhaps having a second program, a second presentation in a later date in the near future. So anyways, I just wanted people to know, and remember, if you got tickets, it's going to be at Noble Winery today at 6 o'clock, and I will be playing the brewmaster from Munich, Germany, Franz Fassmacher. So I'll be performing in that show. All right, let's go on to the next one. Slide number 18. Girl Scouts Women of Distinction honorees. This is a new one. We haven't done this one before. The Girl Scouts of America would like to recognize Joanne Eli from Delavan over in Cattaraugus County and Jane Cleaver Becker of Lakewood, right here in our county, for the Women of Distinction benefit. These and 7 other women will be recognized on September 21 in Buffalo, New York. The dinner is held at the Mary Seton Room in Kleinhan's Music Hall. Tickets and information can be found at gswny.org. So that would be like Girl Scout Western New York, gswny.org. Congratulations to those ladies. And I know Jane, and that's great. Okay, upward and onward. Historical lecture on the 100th anniversary of women's suffrage set for September 23rd. We talked with Michelle Henry last week on this, and this is going to be an interesting one. There's so much history that's connected to Chautauqua County and the women's suffrage movement. So let me give you a little sampler of what's going on. The Chautauqua County Historical Society, in partnership with the Bemis Point Historical Society, will present a special lecture on the 100th anniversary of women's suffrage in New York State, the 23rd of September at 10 a.m. at the Bemis Point United Methodist Church. That's on the Bemis Ellery Road in Bemis. Tracy Langworthy, historian and Jamestown Community College professor, will join Dr. Shannon Risk of the Niagara University History Department in a joint presentation outlining the women's suffrage movement in New York State, which began in the 19th century and continued until women in the state were finally given the right to vote in 1917. That's here in New York State, in 1920 across the country. I learned a lot last week. Risk and Langworthy will also spend time focusing on notable suffragists and organizations that took root here in Western New York and especially Chautauqua County. Okay, if you're interested, let's see, the event is open and free to the public, and again, that's going to be September 23rd at 10 a.m. at the Bemis Point United Methodist Church. All right, on to the next, 8th Annual Step Up for Autism. Okay, the 8th Annual Step Up for Autism program is going to be held Saturday, September 30th at the Resource Center, 200 Dunham Avenue. It's $20 per person, includes a t-shirt. Okay, there's going to be a bounce house, autism awareness merchandise, face painting, games, Chinese auctions, sweets auction. I've never been to a sweets auction before. Refreshments. There's 8:30 a.m. registration, 10:15 opening ceremonies, and this is a walk, all right? So that's what the Step Up stands for. 10:30 the walk begins, and there's 11 o'clock lunch, and then the Chinese auction and the sweets auction is at noon. For more information, you want to register, go to stepupforautism, all one word.com, or give them a call at 661-1477. Okay, this next one is kind of sad that I even have to talk about this, but there's been a lot of focus on this lately, on suicide right here in Chautauqua County. All right, we have something called the Walk to Fight Suicide, and it's going to be on September 23rd at 10 a.m. called Out of Darkness Community Walk. It's going to be held at the Northwest Arena in Jamestown, and if you're interested, you can register at afsp.org/walks. And this is sponsored by the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And also, just for your information, coming up is Suicide Prevention Week. And there's going to be a lot of things going on during that particular week. The kickoff event is going to be at the Chautauqua Mall, 6 p.m. I believe it's going to be this Monday, perhaps? It doesn't have a date. Oh, no, I'm sorry. On Thursday, September 21. Kevin Hines will be speaking. Okay. Oh, it is this Monday at 6 p.m. at the mall. Gotcha. And then there's an event on Thursday, September 21 at 10 a.m. at the Williams Center at SUNY Fredonia, and then 7 p.m. at the Sharman Theater, SUNY JCC. So they're sponsoring a lot of that going on for the prevention of suicide. And then the Chamber of Commerce has something called Chautauqua, and it says more than a slogan, Chautauqua, that's hard to say, Chautauqua, represents the Chamber of Commerce's objective to drive foot traffic into local businesses, help our members increase sales, and connect business representatives with their peers. And they do this in a variety of ways. The new Chautauqua gift card, which is available for pre-sale, will be distributed starting October 2nd, and the Chautauqua gift card is redeemable at businesses and various locations in Chautauqua County supporting the local economy. Now, I am told I skipped something, so let me see what I skipped. Probably a whole page somewhere. Okay, I did that page. No, hold on. What did I skip? Where am I? Oh, that page. All right, slide 23, the Sprout Film Festival. I've got a lot of paper here. The Sprout Film Festival will be held Friday, September 29th at the Reg Linnaeus Center for the Arts. And this is sponsored by the Resource Center. Boy, they're busy this month. Admission is free. For more information, contact the Resource Center. All right. And then there's a Step Up for Kids. Didn't I just do Step Up for somebody? There's a lot of walks going on. Step Up for Kids is the 5K run or walk and Kids Hero Run, Saturday, September 30th at the Cassadaga Beach in Cassadaga. Registration is 9 a.m. 5K run begins at 10 a.m. Kids Hero Run begins at 11:15 a.m. Register online at capjustice, all one word, .org or call 338-9877. Okay, then we have this thing called the first annual gala dinner and auction coming up for the Children's Safety Education Village. All right, I'm going to put that up there for a minute. We're going to talk about that here a little bit. But that's going to be held September 30th, and it's going to be at the Chautauqua Suites, and it sounds like it's going to be a lot of excitement. They're going to be giving away some awards and prizes and stuff like that, and that's all I'm going to tell you right now, but mark your calendar, September 30th, the first annual gala dinner and auction for the Children's Safety Education Village at the Chautauqua Suites. So I'm going to come back to that later. And now I can go to slide, whatever it is, 26, Chris? Okay. Whew. Coming up in October, but this one of those you got to mark your calendars now because as you can see, there's a lot going on. All right. So Saturday, October 14th, the Westfield Mayville Rotary Gold Rush event. And this is so much fun. It's going to be held at Easton Hall in Westfield. What is it? You buy a ticket for $30. You get a Chevette's chicken barbecue. Everything starts at 6 p.m. What happens? We draw out numbers, and every 10th ticket wins some money. And the grand prize is $1,000. And it's a limited number of tickets. So, I mean, you got a great number of chances. Not chances. The percentage is high that you can win. And I know people that won the $1,000. I know people who won $300, $100, $50, whatever. It's a great fun opportunity. You can bring your own bottle of whatever you like to drink. They have soft drinks and so forth. And we'll talk more about this as it gets closer. And if you want more information, give my buddy Linda Dunn a call at 326-3012. I think I'm now done, Chris. So I'm going to be quiet. We're going to take a moment for a public service announcement, and we're going to get right to our show. So keep an eye on this.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terra cloth diapers breathe better?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
Okay, also, I neglected to say good afternoon. Some of you might be looking at me and go, what are you talking about? Because we are rebroadcast on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock at WRFA, low power to the people at 107.9 the Reg. And so glad that we can spread whatever we're talking about all over the county, not only on TV, but on the radio. So good afternoon, everyone. I didn't forget you. It's just I had a lot to talk about. Okay. So today I've invited folks from the Children's Safety Education Village. One couldn't make it. She's under the weather. So her other half, partner in crime, is with us today. And Jessica, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Jessica, you to me are a very sweet, warm, friendly person with a very dark side. You have been in charge of the Town of Terror in the past. I know you don't do that anymore, but you really are a spooky person.
Well, thank you. I don't know if that's a compliment.
I've been one of your actors for a few years, and some of the stuff that you put together for the community was just outstanding. And
well, thanks.
And I know that I saw many adults come out of there shaking, and little kids that were well, not crying, but they certainly were. You got the job done
Yeah.
anyways. Wow.
It was definitely a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. So we're not talking about the town of Terre today. We're talking about some other things, and you're representing the Children's Safety Education Village. But before we talk about what the event that you're here to talk about, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, as you said, I'm Jessica Dayton. I'm the Associate Director for the Children's Safety Village, which is new this year. I accepted the position in July. And
Wait a minute. You have a title?
I do have
You're
a title.
Associate Director?
Yes.
Well, I didn't know that. I have to treat you with more respect than I
Well,
already
thank
have.
you. No, I've
Associate
been volunteering
Director?
since 2012, and so we finally made it official in July. And Terry Kinberg's the executive director, and together we're trying to grow the village and take it to another level.
Well, that's fabulous.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I think you'll make a great associate director knowing your energy level and your skill level. That's
Thank
great. Terry didn't tell me anything about that. Wherever you are, Terry, get well, but you've got to tell me more of these things so I'm in the know. All right. So what does the associate director do?
Well, we've kind of jack of all trades, you know. We just do the classes. We make sure that we have enough instructors. If we don't have enough instructors, I fill in. We've been grant writing, trying to get some more funds
Hey,
for
if you want to
the
do better
village.
grants, go to that workshop I was talking about.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're trying to start new initiatives. So we have our CPR and our babysitting classes, but coming down the pike, we're actually going to be installing smoke detectors into people's homes. We have some funding from FEMA that will allow us to install 200 smoke detectors into people's homes that don't have them. We also are going to be offering, eventually we're going to be trained as a child safety seat checkpoint, and we're going to be able to start offering parents the ability to come and have their safety seat checked. So we have that going on. We're going to start doing some babysitting and first aid emergency response in the school system. Jamestown Public Schools we have scheduled, so I'm going to go into their classes and teach 7th and 8th grade family and consumer science classes, kind of some first aid, Heimlich maneuver, what to do when you're babysitting siblings, that kind of thing. And then we're also going to be going to the schools for some distracted driving education. So we have a lot going on.
You just talked about more stuff than I did in the last 20 minutes. Wow. Well, let's break this down a bit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as you know, I've been a big supporter of the village for many years, and we talk about it quite often here. And the babysitting classes have intrigued me. So how's that going? Are kids signing up for it?
Yes, definitely. We have, we just had one on August 29th. We are going to have another one, I believe it's October 9th, Columbus Day, when the schools are off. The full babysitting course is 6 hours long, and youth ages 12 and older can come and have this 6-hour education with us. We teach them everything from CPR, so that they're certified with the American Heart Association, to diapering a baby, feeding a baby, interacting with parents, building your babysitter resume. So we spend a full day with them, and then when they leave, they have a babysitter kit that they take with them. So they have information for emergency numbers and a first aid kit, things like that, that they can take with them when they're babysitting.
And the cost for this?
The cost is $75. $45 of that is for the certification for the American Heart Association and for CPR. And then, they have that 6 hours with us. We actually make lunch and teach them recipes that they can have and that kind of thing. So we're excited about it. We are going to be holding it monthly or bi-month, or every other month.
Well, let us know. We'll let
absolutely.
people know that. I think that's fabulous. While you're talking here, I don't know if you've seen it on TV yet. I don't know if folks have watched this, seen it, where the parents come in. I don't even remember what they're selling, the commercial, but maybe it's insurance or something. But the parents come in from like a date night, and the babysitter's on the couch watching TV, and they say that'll be $30, and she goes, no, that'll be $50. You know what I'm talking about?
I have seen it.
And
Yeah.
I just cringe, and I think, oh my God, I don't know what I would have done. I would have given her money and said, here's the road, lady, and hit the
Sure.
road. But I mean, this is obnoxious young woman, taking advantage of these parents, and I'm going like, oh my gosh. So I certainly hope that you're teaching the kids to be respectful as
We
well.
absolutely are. We teach them also how to communicate with adults, and many
Wonderful.
of them are nervous to talk to
Yeah.
adults and that kind of thing. And we go over an interview and help them build their babysitter resume, and
that's great.
teach them those techniques. So yeah.
We had some really great babysitters, but every once in a while, I suppose everybody gets one that's sort of like the one on TV.
Oh, sure.
And it's good to know. I mean, think about if kids are watching right now, or you have kids that maybe are thinking about babysitting. It's a good first job. They get certification. They get a piece of paper. It can go on your resume. I mean, it's sort of like a starter for
It sure
for a
is.
career, perhaps even.
Yeah.
So that's great. Okay, woo. I've been wondering about some of that. You talked about, what was the other one you talked about? The EMS. Okay, so CPR. All right, so CPR, just general CPR? Or?
On a monthly basis, we've begun offering CPR and AED emergency response, as well as for adults and children, choking, and then we offer the basic life supports class for EMTs that need to be recertified. So we have quite a couple of different things that we do, but we offer the general American Heart Association.
See, it's not so easy to do that, is it?
No, it's not. The Heart Saver class for adults and children CPR monthly, and then as needed for the basic life support for EMTs.
Okay, and the AED is that gizmo that you hook up if somebody's heart has stopped or you think their heart has stopped,
Yes.
and you just attach it and follow directions, if I
Yes,
remember
you do.
right.
And then we have a trainer there at the facility, at the Safety Village, that they can practice using one, as well as the mannequins for the CPR and Heimlich maneuvers.
Wow.
Yeah.
We just talked about a couple of things in my head is starting to spin here. Okay, so these are kind of like ancillary programs that you do. Tell us a little bit about the main core of the Safety Village and why this event that's coming up is so important to support all that. So,
Sure.
so what is the Safety Village? Kind of give us the long story.
The
will you?
long story. So in 1996, how much time do we have? No.
We still have about 20 some minutes yet. Yeah.
We had a group from the Sertoma Club in Jamestown visit Waterloo, Canada, and they had a Safety Village there. And they were so impressed with what they did there that they brought the idea back to Sheriff Joe Gerasi. He did a little bit of research for that and also agreed that it's something that we need to provide our community and the children in our community. And from there, they created a board of directors that met weekly for a number of years and started a 501c3. So if you fast forward years later, it was many years in the making, getting support of local community organization and businesses, and we now are able to provide safety education that can save children's lives through bike education, bike safety, traffic safety, fire safety. So for example, in the fire safety program, we teach kids how to create an escape plan with their families, 2 ways out of every room of their house, what to do in the event of a fire. We teach them these things, and then they get to participate in a reenactment of an escape plan. They get to go into our mock home, and they get to experience simulated smoke, and what we practice then what we have taught. So they would get down low to the ground, they would leave to another room, and then we practice having them go down a safety ladder that you would put outside your window, so that way if in the event of an emergency like that, they are able to have practiced and kind of know what to do. On the traffic side, they learn pedestrian safety, parking lot safety, traffic safety with all the different signs, the street signs, and then we take them out into the village and they get to drive electric cars with the instructor who helps them practice all of the education, the safety, traffic safety portion.
Okay, let me come up here.
Yep.
Wow, you got this down pat. I think I'm just going to go in the other room. With the fire safety, you said a plan. What do you mean by a plan?
Well, it's so important for families to have something called an escape plan. And so in the event of an emergency, what would your family do? If your family doesn't have a set plan that they have figured out together, and there, say, is a fire in the house, the family might disperse. They might go to different locations.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's really hard to
Everybody's
know.
running helter-skelter kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's hard to know if everybody's out of the house safe because they don't have a set meeting place. So if the families have talked ahead of time and they have an escape plan, they would designate a meeting place that they would all meet at should an emergency take place. That could be a neighbor's house, that could be a tree across the street, but somewhere that would be at a safe distance from the home, but close enough that they could all get to in a timely manner.
I'm thinking when I was growing up that I don't think we ever talked about fire safety in our home. I know we never had a plan, and I'm just thinking our bedrooms were up on the second floor. We had no escape ladder, so we would have been in trouble, perhaps. So, wow.
Yeah.
Have you had any success stories with the planning? The escape
With
plan?
children creating escape
Yeah.
plans? We have actually, and we'll talk about this a little bit when we talk about the gala, but Madeline Pescher came to the Safety Village a few years ago.
Yeah, who's Madeline?
And she is a young girl who is a student that came as a part of normal classes to the Children's Safety Village and learned about fire safety. After she went through our programs, she went home and was adamant to her parents that they create a safety escape plan in the event of an emergency. And they did. And a few months later, they had a house fire.
Oh, wow.
And because of that escape plan, they were able to get everyone out of the house safely. And unfortunately, they did lose their dog in the fire. However, due to the education that she had here at the Safety Village, she was able to help her family make this escape plan. And then they all had a coordinated response when a fire happened in their home and were able to get to safety, go to their meeting place, and everybody was able to make it out.
What's a coordinated response?
It's something, it's part of that escape planning. So if you are with your family, you actually, all four of you would agree what to do in the event of an emergency, where to go, and to call 911 after that point in time, not to go back in the house. But
I understand that how you're going to react to the fire
yes,
is your
that
response to
they're
the
all,
fire. Okay.
Yep, doing that same kind of thing and getting themselves to safety and all meeting at that safe place.
I don't think most people maybe are listening or watching right now that have thought too much about that. I mean, and this doesn't even have to be the fact that you have got kids at home. I'm sitting here going like, what would I do, if we had a fire at our house? So, it's something we should talk about probably.
That's very important, and I think that having the ability to practice those things, it helps them know what to do in the event of an emergency. It's better than hearing it, learning it, but not actually doing. And so at the Safety Village, we're all about having them practice what they learn and actually experiencing these things hands-on.
Okay, and I would suppose if you had a senior or someone very elderly or had trouble getting around, you should have a plan.
Absolutely.
Just like anyone else. All right. That's good to know. All right. So you talked about fire safety, and then you said something about a mock home. I mean, do you have like a building outside or something? What's that?
We have a main facility, and our facility houses 2 classrooms. And one of the classrooms has a mock apartment home that's attached to it. So the kids learn in the classroom setting, and then when we actually initiate the escape plan, we would bring them into a kitchen, a mock kitchen that actually is set up like a real kitchen and has a stove and a microwave, a sink, and a refrigerator. And we talk to them about hot spots, things that could be dangerous, electrical appliances, that kind of thing. And we have a small button that we would press, which will have smoke then billow out of the ceiling. And that smoke is supposed to simulate a fire. So we go
Isn't
through
that
this.
dangerous?
Nope, it's completely simulated smoke. We have air vents and
Okay,
windows
all
that
right.
we make sure
So
that
it's a
smoke gets out of.
simulation.
And we make sure the kids are aware that it's a safe environment, that they're practicing here, but they're in no way in danger.
Do the children panic?
No, they don't, because they know that this is something that they're going to be doing this education.
So they're well prepared.
They're well prepared for it. And then we say, oh no, there's a fire, there's smoke, what do we do? And everybody gets low to the ground. They crawl into the mock bedroom that we have, and they close the door. We go over how it's important to put something down in front of the door crack at the bottom of the door so that smoke can't get in. And then we have them touch a door that actually heats up to 105 degrees, and they can practice touching the door with the back of their hand, feeling what a warm door would feel like in the event of a fire. And then from the warm door, they know that it's not safe to go out there because there's heat, there's fire, that kind of thing. And then we teach them the second way out of a house, which could be a safety ladder.
Okay.
The importance of every family having a safety ladder and utilizing one in their home.
Now, the safety ladder is that thing that rolls out
It is.
on chains type of thing, and there's.
And you attach it right to the window. You can get them right at Home Depot.
Are the kids a little reticent about going down there? I mean, it's kind of
Sometimes.
jangly.
It
I mean,
is.
It's like,
Sometimes, but the instructor, there's someone at the top to help them get their grip and get a hold on things. We show them how to go out the window on
So
the
they get to
safety ladder.
practice it, huh?
And then there's an instructor at the bottom who makes sure that they're supported.
takes the
and-
fear out of it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
and then
great.
they go to their meeting place. We go through what a 911 call would look like. And then the other really important thing we found that's very helpful is we actually have the instructor or a fireman come and practice putting on the gear, the fire gear that they would wear, so that the children see that even though this man looks scary in all their fire gear, or woman, they're still a safe person, because we don't want children to hide being scared of this really loud mask or person
I
trying
can,
to
I can
find.
imagine if you're a small child and the room is full of smoke and there's chaos, and all of a sudden Darth Vader comes walking in. You know, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
You know, with these sounds and things like that. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, so it's really
Good
important for them
idea.
to know, not to hide from them. They're there to help them, and then we do stop, drop, and roll, so they know what to do if they ever catch on fire, that kind of
Yeah,
thing. So it's a great program.
Wow. Okay, hang on a minute. Folks, you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. My guest today is Jessica Dayton, who is the Associate Director. That's such a cool name. Of the Children's Safety Education Village. And if you have a question for her, or if you want to make any other announcements, give us a call at 753-5225, and we'll be happy to talk with you. So don't be shy. Okay, while you were talking, I got a question in my earpiece, and it's a good question, believe it or not. And I say that because sometimes I get questions, I'm not sure what the question is, but this one is a really pertinent question in the sense that, and I don't think you're doing anything about this yet, but disaster preparedness with the hurricanes and tornadoes, and I mean, it's becoming part of our lifestyle, obviously. And not that we get hurricanes here, but we get tornado activity. Is the Safety Village doing anything along those lines?
Not at this point, but I think it's a great opportunity for us to explore. I think it's important for them to know
Probably
what
have
to
a-
do in those emergency situations.
Have a plan for that
regardless.
too.
Yeah,
Go to the
absolutely.
basement, don't go to the basement, lay in the ground, whatever it is you're supposed to do. All right, so viewer that called in that question, they're working on it, but I guess there's just so much you can do in a given day or a week. All right, so we talked about fire safety, and then we went on to traffic safety. So you said they drive cars, like, where they, how many horsepower? I mean, what are these things?
They're just little electric cars.
Oh.
That they're like little itty bitty four wheelers that the kids can get in, buckle in.
As soon as you say that, I'm imagining bumper cars at the carnival. I mean, is it?
It can be, that way, but no, we actually have it quite, we have it well coordinated, well
Okay.
thought out. We have the help from the teachers that come and parents that can assist. But, the kids are usually there as a part of a school day. They're on, they're good behavior. And there might be a little bumping as they get used to it, but we make sure that they do this in tandem, and it's a coordinated effort. So they actually have instructions of what to do. They follow the instructor through the village, stopping at the stop signs, making sure they only go the right way in a one-way street, or actually what do you do at a traffic light or a railroad crossing, and so they're with the instructor and the teachers the entire time.
You have a railroad crossing?
We do, yeah, and
Really?
we actually have a railroad light that blinks and that kind of thing, so they all know that they have to stop and look both ways for during that railroad crossing signal.
On the show, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, I was talking about railroad safety here. We had a tragic accident in a car of a woman that was killed right in Ripley on the tracks.
Oh.
And then the very next day, I read there was one in Dunkirk. And then 3 days ago, I think I read there was one in Erie. So, wow, really got to pay attention to the railroad situation, because we have railroads running through our
do.
county all over the place. So, wow, it's good to know you're doing that. Okay, so you can drive a little car. That sounds like fun. That's probably the highlight of the day, I bet.
They really enjoy it.
Now, how many kids have come through the village? I mean, is it like a couple hundred, or what are we doing here?
No, we usually have about 3,500 kids that come through a year.
3,500 each year.
Yep,
That's a lot of kids.
it is.
Wow.
And that's not counting, the adults that come for CPR and that kind of thing.
So we got a running total of how many kids have been through the village?
Well, we've been open since 2010. So the last I knew was around 30,000 children. But
Woo! 30,000 kids.
yeah, and that could
Well,
include some of the events that we hold.
I suppose that some of them are repeat customers where they take different classes. Well, let me ask that question. Are there different classes? I know you mentioned, the EMS and babysitting and bike safety and all that stuff. So how does that work? I mean, do you just go like one time, or do you come back over and over again? Or?
Well, we have different grade levels. So we have programs from pre-K through 6th. And the kids can come, say, in 1st grade and learn the regular fire safety and traffic safety with the cars. They can come back another year and they can learn advanced fire safety that, teaches more about the different types of fires that can start, grease fires and things like that.
Wow.
And then learn how to use a fire extinguisher. And then they could do the bike safety program. We have a first aid class for some of the older kids that actually teaches bandaging and response in those emergency situations, the usage of an EpiPen, things like that, and so we try to hit all numerous age levels.
So this is like lifelong safety.
It sure is, yeah.
It just isn't just like when you're scouting or something like that.
Right.
Oh, wow. Bike safety. Touch on that a little bit, will you?
It's really important for the kids to know how to properly be fitted for a helmet, how to properly wear a helmet, the hand signals to use when they're biking, and still following the rules of traffic as they go. So the bike safety is for usually 3rd and 4th grade, and they learn a lot of those same traffic safety signs, but we fit them for a helmet and show them how to properly do that. And then we take them in the village, and they ride through the village using their hand signals and the traffic signs as well.
You probably don't know this, but here at the station, 4 of us are cyclists.
Oh, great.
And when I'm out riding, 2 things really kind of make me a little crazy. I see adults riding without helmets. And guys, our skulls are like thinner than a coconut shell. I mean, it takes nothing to injure our skulls, and for $35-40 you get a decent helmet, and it'll save your life and lifelong injury. So that's the first thing. Usually I see kids, almost always the kids have helmets on, but the adults don't, and I don't understand that. Yes, it takes a little get used to wearing a helmet. You feel a little self-conscious that you have this hunk of plastic on your head, but it's like motorcyclists, you're protecting yourself. The other thing that I see a lot of, and it makes me very nervous, are now younger kids that are riding on the road the wrong way. They're they're going at traffic instead of with traffic, and I think that's real dangerous because they have a tendency to swerve in and out, and so they really need to know the rules of the road. So that's important.
They do, and being visible, especially towards the evening.
Oh yes, that too. You always see the dark hooded sweatshirts with the dark jeans and don't have their lights on or whatever. And so So you start out at 1st grade, you said, with safety?
We actually pre-K.
What do you do with pre-K?
We do the fire safety program just at
Kind of a watered down version?
Yep, at the age level. They don't go out the window for the escape ladder, but they learn how to kind of roll out of bed as opposed to get up straight out of bed should there be smoke in their room.
Roll out of bed.
And actually stay low. So we want everybody to stay low in the event of a fire. Smoke rises, and so bad air, we tell them, is higher, and they can get good air towards the bottom or low to the floor. And so should you wake up in the middle of the night, it's better to stay low and roll off the bed and be able to stay low to the floor where the good air is.
Okay, hold on. Justin, what would be the first thing you would do if there was smoke in your room? Would you roll out of bed, or what would you do? You jump up, right? And then, of course, you jump up, you hit that bad air, and knocks you out, right?
Yep.
Wow, I never even thought of that one. Another tip here, Chautauqua Sunrise. We learn things here all the time. It's incredible. I love doing this show. All right, so, all right, the question is, game, what if you get on the floor and can't get up? You're in a better position down there, I guess, than if you're standing up, because it's going to kill you.
Right.
So you can crawl, I suppose. Okay. So with the bike safety, going back to bike safety, we talked about the others. With bike safety then, the kids learn to to take care of their bikes or to look for, things that are falling off on it? Or?
Yep. We talk to them about tire pressure, making sure their tires are inflated, how to care for their bike, how to make sure that before they ride, the bike is in good working condition. And so it's really everything from all of the prep you do before you ride your bike to everything the rules of the road that you follow during your, the ride.
All right, and what grade do you teach that at?
3 and 4. Yep.
That's about the right years. Okay. So with the little guys, you start out with some basic fire safety, and then bike safety and traffic safety, and then first aid. You offer that, 12-year-olds or something?
Yep, to the kids that are a little bit older. So I think it's grades 4 through 6. We can do the first aid program with, and it's it's important to know how to bandage an injury, how to use an EpiPen if you have somebody that's allergic to something, how to do the Heimlich maneuver if somebody's choking. So we teach them kind of the basics of what to do in emergency situations.
So. All kinds of questions here. I don't know if people are calling in or what. Do you teach water safety?
That's not something we have had the ability to teach yet. We did have a summer camp that we were able to take the kids to the lake for and actually learn some water safety there. But it's something that we've talked about in the past. Being able to have the funding to get that together would be something we could look towards in the future.
Cool.
Because it's so important and it's something we would love to address.
All right. I know that we want to talk about something very special coming up. So I know there's other things you do, but let's spend some dedicated time talking about that poster right there. So what's going on September 30th that's so important that you're here today?
Well, the Children's Safety Village has decided that there are so many people in our community that do wonderful things, that help others, that give back to the community, that dedicate their lives to community safety, or they commit acts of bravery and heroism, that we want to honor them and recognize them.
Wow.
Based on everything we just talked about at the Safety Village, that's what we are about, community safety, injury prevention, that kind of thing. And so we wanted to provide the opportunity to award people in our community and recognize them for all of the things that they've done to make a difference in the lives of others. And so we've created for the first year, and we're going to have this annually, the Children's Safety Village Gala, and we're going to hold it on September 30th.
Okay, there's a poster right now for those that are watching. Okay.
And it'll be from 6 to 10. And we'll have a social hour, we're going to have dinner, and then we're going to present awards. And we have 3 awards that we are going to present that evening. The Ron Ketty Excellence in Fire Service Award, the Kevin Link Award for Excellence in Law Enforcement, and the Madeline Pesher Award for a young hero that has committed an act of bravery. And so we've named these awards after people that have dedicated their lives to community safety. Ron Ketty was instrumental at the beginning of the village with creating the fire safety program. He's gone and he's not with us any longer.
Right, and he was a volunteer fireman, as I recall, and I think he was a captain, or he was way up there in the volunteer fire department world. And I met Ron, and I remember, and he passed away way too soon.
He did. So we thought that would be a wonderful way to kind of give back. So we're going to be honoring his wife with a certificate for allowing us to name this award after him.
Nice.
The Kevin Link Award. Kevin Link was a sheriff's deputy who passed away unexpectedly in 2016. And he also helped create the internet safety program that is used at the village for the older kids. And so we thought that would be a great honor as well. And his wife is going to accept that, the naming of the award at the event. And then the Madeline Pesher Award, as we talked about earlier, for her act, of bravery and making sure that her family was prepared in the event of an emergency. So these are the awards we've named. And we have chosen the recipients of these awards as well, and are very excited to announce that Julius Leone, who is the Director of Emergency Services for Chautauqua County, he is going to be getting the Ron Ketty Excellence in Fire Service Award.
Good choice.
And then we have Matthew Hazelton, who is a Dunkirk police canine officer who passed away in August of this year. His wife is going to come and accept that award. and it was a very recent loss, and he was nominated as a way to kind of show support and honor for all of the things that he's done in his career and the legacy he's left.
Wow.
And then we're honoring Raymond Carlson, who saved when he was 9 years old. He's 17 now, but he helped save his family, his grandmother and 3 children from a fire. They'd woken up with smoke in the house, and he got everybody to safety.
Wow.
So we are proud to be able to name these awards after wonderful people in our community that have left legacies.
Pass it on.
And now we're passing that on also and honoring these 3 other individuals who have done so much for their community.
Okay, we're going to come back to more about that particular event, the gala event on September 30th, but we have a phone call.
Great.
Okay. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Jack. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's great to hear all the things that the courageous members of our community have done. It's really
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, and quite an honor too. And it's really a great tribute to name those awards after those people.
Sure
It's
is.
a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Well, what I wanted to mention is this is Hire the Older Worker Month, and especially this week coming up.
Okay.
And I have some great things on Facebook, Doc. Thank you. Thank you very much, Doc.
You guys are on fire. It seems like every day I get about 4 more notifications of what's going on. You guys are doing it. That's great.
I really have to say, there's some great things on there, especially about the Alzheimer's walk, and especially about Hire the Older Worker. There's some really good things. So, but thank you again. I can't thank you enough for doing that.
That's fine.
And Joshua,
Oh, yeah.
in our office, Joshua Melquist, he's the one that's been doing all of these things for us. He's been putting it on. I told him he should work for Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay, terrific. So what's going on this week that's special for honoring the older?
It's a national recognition, appreciation of the older workers, and to remind businesses and agencies and employers in general the value of mature workers. You know, they've got great things going. They're dependable. They're always there, and they get the job done.
There you go. That's true.
And they don't pretend they're working. They really are working.
And they don't know how to use iPhones, so they can't be wasting their time.
Well, they do know how to use iPhones, but
Just kidding.
they don't use it while they're working.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right. Okay. So I know you have lots of services, and so how do people get a hold of you then?
Our number is 753-4471.
Okay, terrific. All right, well, have a great week, and anything else you want to share?
No, just have a wonderful weekend and week. It's going to be glorious weather. It's beautiful
I know, it's
outside.
great. It's great to be in Chautauqua County. All right, then thanks for calling. We'll talk to you soon. Okay?
Okay, thanks again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so Saturday, September 30th, that's a couple weeks from now, and give us the whole scoop again, how much and where and all that good stuff.
Yep. So it's going to be September 30th, which is a Saturday at Chautauqua Suites in Mayville. We are going to have a social hour at 6, and we're going to have a silent auction during that time. So if anybody wants to, kind of bid on their favorite items, they can do that.
What are you going to have?
Oh, we have various baskets filled with gift certificates and actual items. We have artwork. We have a variety of different things that we'll be showcasing that
Very
night.
nice.
And then we're going to have the award ceremony where we're naming the award after those 3 individuals, and then we're going to have the recipients of the 2017 awards be honored and recognized after that. And then we have some live auction items that we are going to auction off as well. The tickets are $60 a piece, and we do have things like table sponsorship. So if any of the police departments or fire departments or businesses and organizations want to come out and show their support, they can buy a half a table, 5 tickets for, and then or a 10-ticket table as well, and have 10 seats, and then be honored as a table sponsor enlisted in our program.
Okay, and if they want tickets, how do they get a hold of
They
them?
can go to www.children'ssafetyvillage.com/events. They can also email me at jessica@children'ssafetyvillage.com or call us at 716-338-0170.
And there's another number there that was 499?
Yep, 716-499-8138.
All right. So, Jessica Dayton, thank you for being my guest today. How about one last thing about the Safety Village? Anything you want to say?
I just want to say that it's such an important part of our community for our children to learn such safety, prevention, education classes, and it's something that we only have 14 of in the entire United States, so we should feel very fortunate that we can have one here.
Okay, according to everything that I'm seeing in front of me and the indications on my clock, we've run out of time.
Thank you so
So
much.
Jessica, thanks for coming by. We
Yeah,
covered a lot
we
of
did.
territory. So folks, if you're interested, check it out. Saturday, September 30th, the Gala Festival for the Children's Safety Education Village at the Chautauqua Suites. $60 per person. We'll see you all again next Saturday right here at 9 a.m. Stay tuned and check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and email me. Okay? Take care. We'll see you then. Bye now.